Hi everyone, I'm going to give you a quick update on my STEAM workshop. So as I had last week, this was the flow that I had created of my workshop in Poplet to help me sort of process which direction I want to go. And I definitely am sticking with sort of what I have here in pink, which is good. I kind of removed this other pathway over here. I embedded this one question into the body of the workshop, which is good. But I still was struggling with these very big ideas and how they were connected and different, and how I was going to sort of share these big ideas in the context of this workshop. So those are these things over here in orange. Critical making, design thinking, social responsibility, and what was I going to do with this checklist. So I created another Poplet where what I did was created a Poplet sort of helping me think through the connections between all these very big ideas and these critical elements. And the element in blue was what I was struggling with. How are they interconnected? How are they unique? And in doing some deeper reading on critical making, what I'm planning to do is have critical making sort of be the umbrella, and all these other elements work into critical making. They all happen when you are critically making. So I'm going to go with that angle, and I'm hoping to create, my goal is to take all of this, and I will share my Poplets, this Poplet actually, I'll clean it up, and I'll share that obviously on my Google site as just another way to look at these elements and how they are interconnected. But I'm planning to do that animation video that I had shared with you, the RSA videos, and I was able to find this really great tutorial on how to create them. So I'm very excited about that. A couple other critical elements. I was very fortunate to find in another book this idea of designing tops. I had done that challenge many, many years ago, and it is a beautiful STEAM challenge. So I was so thrilled when I read about this case study. I can talk about 2D to 3D. It has both the high-end science with the physics, as well as the beautiful visual art elements. So perfect form and function, thrilled with that. The other element was, as I was thinking about all these big ideas over here and thinking about what defines a good STEAM project, what are those critical elements, and creating this STEAM checklist for teachers so that they can evaluate if a project is authentically STEAM or not, and what does that mean. So went back to the art standards and really started thinking about what are those standards, and how do they link back to these other critical elements. Anyways, need to sort of land on these things, make some decisions, but obviously these elements will all be represented in a beautiful STEAM project. And as I'm reading critical making, obviously the critique element is a very important piece, so that'll be represented. But one thing I did note, did realize is, as I was doing this and as I'm thinking about STEAM and what does A really mean, I really missed the boat on and heavy focused on the visual arts, and need to make more clear that these other art elements in the context of STEAM are represented and provides examples of those, which I do have some represented in my Google site. But I need to, when I share artists, my STEAM artists, I only had visual artists, so I need to definitely add in music artists, and I found a fabulous music artist that does this amazing light show with her electric guitar, and that'll be a cool one. And I need to work on finding some of the others. So just really glad. I feel like this is a critical piece that I had almost missed. So there's been really no movement on my PowerPoint, as I've been heavy focusing on sort of this flow. But I do want to add in, or mention that I added in this question, which I think is really important. I found an art teacher who uses this with her class, and it is, what is not art? And having the teachers discuss this and come away with the hopefully the understanding that art is really integrated. And I have these three really important quotes. You can see that one's pretty funny. This is my favorite, who's a friend of mine. I believe art is like air. You only notice it when it's missing. And another beautiful one is art is the signature of a civilization. So I think this is sort of the heart of this STEAM project, actually, is that art is so integrated into our world and our life. Like, why would we ever disconnect it? It makes beautiful sense that we would move from STEM to STEAM because A is so integrated. So trying to hit home that point will be cool. And as I mentioned in my poplet, I need to um, clean up my famous STEAM artists to add in music, dance, and theater, as well as media arts. So we'll do that. There's been no movement uh, here on my Google site. This will be where I put everything once I'm done. Sort of a warehouse of my stuff this will be the one place I take the administrators to on the PD. My PowerPoint will be there, all the resources be there, extra images, extra resources. The one thing that I wanted to ask was I had this idea to do these picture galleries of these STEAM projects. But what I'm moving to a bigger idea of doing STEAM stories, where teachers who come to our workshops and take these, I've done all of these workshops, take these workshops with me. We can document, sort of, I can ask them at the end of the workshop to snap a photo and write a reflection. But then I can follow up with them, and if any of them incorporate it into their classroom, I can try and capture these little video stories. Um, so I think that might be really cool. It's way beyond sort of the scope of my project, but I like this idea of applied STEAM projects and build this database of STEAM stories. So in the context of K-12. So let me know your thoughts on that. And that's it. Lastly, I just want to mention I've been finding really fabulous things on my Twitter. Um, People who I follow on Twitter, I found a fabulous article, a fabulous idea for a STEAM project of laser cutting lampshades through John Maeda from RISD. And I have not been good with posting my own original tweets. I have been retweeting, so that's been a step in the right direction, but I have a long way to go. So this is an area that I need to continue to grow in. So thank you so much. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks again.